Buenos días, buenas tardes o buenas noches, depende de la hora. Voy a explicar un poquito más en qué podemos hacer en esta unidad, pero es muy similar a el último unidad, la última. All right, in this unit, we are changing our focus slightly. So if you're watching this video, that means that you are looking to have a new question, pregunta de enfoque, so a new focusing question. So it's going to look very similar to what you've done before. Right now, you are looking at el objetivo de aprendizaje, and the rubric. I'm sharing that with you now so that you can see what it is that I'm going to be evaluating you on and where I'd like for your Spanish to be growing. Two of the main things, the grammatical points that we're going to be focusing on in this unit are the use of commands and the use of object pronouns. So that will need to show up in your final project for this unit. Now, if as you're moving forward, you realize, you know what, I could add to what I had started with previously. Now, that doesn't mean that you're editing what you did previously. It means that you need to add a whole nother kind of concept to it, and it's going to expand out. So it's almost like you're writing your own book, your own blog, and here's an expansion upon that. Okay, so here's what we're going to be doing. Then that's what I'll be looking at. Make sure you're referring back to that. If you want to look at the rubric for that, it is here. Now, once again, here are the kind of the theme that we're looking around. It's going to be around transportation. And that's where the commands can come in. It can be around how you're giving directions, but it could also be around what people should do to improve a situation around transportation or to improve kind of their life and how this is in a city versus a town. So commands can be you're giving directions about where things are located in a town compared to another town or another, but it can also be how behaviors should change and what people do and need to do. So just like we've seen before, you are going to come up with what do you know, what do you wonder, and what have you learned as we go along. Then you're also going to have the weekly plans. So this is the same document, but I'm going to want you to create and save this new to be used for this unit. So remember, more instructions are up here at the top on what that should look like. And then you'll be submitting that weekly. And then also we are going to have another discussion. One thing that I'd like for you to do to kind of think about how can I look at this as more than just a comparison of different locations, but these are two different situations that are very similar in two different countries. We have in Colombia and Ecuador. And basically they're showing the struggles of people with disabilities and their inability to be able to use public transportation. As you research, you're going to find out how prevalent public transportation is and maybe how reliant they are, so versus using private cars. But this could be an angle to look at. And here are some potential questions that you could use to start you off. So just like we did last unit, I do want you guys to have a discussion in here. Make sure your question is posted in Spanish using a simple, and yes, I do know that you're going to want to expand out a little bit because you will once again be looking at vocabulary that you're going to need. But first you think about what is it that you want to find out more about? What is it that you're curious about, okay? Knowing that in whatever you present, you're going to need to be demonstrating commands is your primary thing. Object pronouns actually fit rather easily with commands, so it'll be good from there. And then that's where we are. Please let me know if you have any questions. Hasta luego.